I think you can tell from the noise in the background, we've got a little excitement out here in the Assembly Hall as Riverton and Havana get set to go in this semifinal contest. These three people are very much interested in the outcome of the game as long as Riverton wins. That's the way they'd like to have it. This couple to my right, well, they're the proud parents of Rich Feder, the handsome young man who got all those points yesterday. You've got to be awfully proud of your son.
We are very proud of him.
You're Virginia, are you?
Right.
Well, what did he have, 31 yesterday?
Right. 31 points.
Is that as good as he's been all year or what?
No, he's had a 42 game, a couple of 42 games.
Where'd he get all of his height? You're not that big.
Well, he's got two brothers that's tall. 1'6", 1'6".
You're Bob Feder.
I am.
What do you do, Mr. Feder?
Well, I run a filling station right now.
Oh, they were telling me you're selling hawk juice up there.
You better believe it. You
What's
better
hawk
believe
juice?
it. It's that stuff you put in your car to get us to Champagne.
Makes it go a little bit better, huh? You've had a couple of other sons play basketball.
Right. Bob and John.
Where are they now, Miss Feder?
They are here, have been every one of Rich's games.
They tell me that you've got, that half the audience are relatives. Is that true?
Right. I bought 18 season tickets, and our family has followed him all the way through his career in grade school, really.
Well, now, what happens, where's he going to go to school? Have you decided yet, or has he decided?
Oh, no, we've had a lot of contacts, and Rich hasn't made up his mind. He's still got his visits to make, and he just hasn't made up his mind yet.
All right, get back to you in a moment, Fedders. This is Mike Layton, and Mike Layton's a big Riverton fan. He says the Hawks are #1. What do you think of that?
I believe it. They've got to be #1.
You're in a little tough today against the Savannah Ball Club.
Yes, they are a good team, but I think we can handle them.
What do you do, Mike Layton?
I'm a drafting instructor at a vocational school. I used to have a tavern where we reduced the price of the beer a penny a point, by which we beat our opponents. I give away a lot of beer.
And now he's out of the tavern business. All right. Mr. and Mrs. Feder, pleasure meeting you. Good luck this afternoon. Mike, nice talking to you. Going to be a dandy ball game. Riverton and Havana just minutes away from the tip-off, and time for us to go to Chuck Walensky and to Jim Turpin from background information on these two contenders. Let's do that right now.
Thank you, Tom. Shortly, we'll have videotape highlights of the games that these teams won yesterday. But to begin with, Havana is located in Mason County, 95 miles west of Champaign. Let's take a look now at the Savannah Ball Club. Chuck Walensky, 30-0. You can't do much better than that. And what can we expect from this club?
Well, they're trying to do what Nashville did last year, Jim. They're trying to win the state championship by going undefeated. Coach Bob Gregorich will use the motion offense, which consists of a lot of weak side screens to free his big men inside. And then he will also use a tough 2-3 zone, and they'll shift into a 1-3-1 zone. I tell you, they play a good defense.
Okay, we'll look for that, Chuck. But right now, here are some videotape shots from the game that Havana won yesterday. Gregorich with it for the Ducks. They lead it by 4, 8-4.
David Thompson play.
Underneath, Primpy lays it up in the air. All right. Pull. Now Radosevic. Gregorich in the corner. Radosevic. Corner Gregorich. Jumper. King picks it up. Going to the sideline to throw it in for Madison will be James Hurd. Out front Hughes. Tries to get to the corner, but can't do it, and they throw it away again. They've lost the ball a number of times trying to get it down deep.
They're trying to force it in too much. They've got a good shot from the outside.
Corner jumper up and in the corner. Which brings it down for the Ducks. 1:13 to go for the period.
David Thompson play over the top again.
Same play. It's up. It's in by Primpy. He got it down and he is fouled. Chuck, that's a look at what they did yesterday. What about this father-son combination that they have over at Havana?
He's a super guard, no doubt about it. He makes the team go. I always like a good guard. I think the key, though, is can Roger King hold his own against Rick Feder? If he can hold him to a stalemate, then I think Havana can control the tempo of the game. I think that's what we'll have to look for.
Okay, let's talk about Riverton now. Riverton is located in Sangamon County, 70 miles west of Champaign. Now, this is a ball club that features the big guy, Rich Feder, as you mentioned, but Coach Jim Zimmerman likes to say that we got some other players, too, and I think they definitely proved that yesterday.
Yes, they're not a one-man club like some of the sports writers are saying. I really like the other personnel. I think they're going to be really tough today, Jim.
Okay, here are some videotape highlights of the game that Riverton won yesterday.
The right side. Oh, Hot flips it over to Santarelli. Back out on top to Massetti. Santarelli in the middle to Feder. Turn around from the left side of the lane. That is Leeds. Carrier Mills by 8. We've got 3:20 to go in the third period. Santarelli, that is man in the air. Baseline, turn around by Penny as Rossetti walks it out of the backcourt for the Hawks up over the timeline. Well, we spoke of Evans a moment ago, and here comes that young man back into the game. Lob underneath, better from the side. Oh, what a nice touch. Rossetti to Hott. Hott cross court underneath. Penny out alone for 2.
We just received word that the color guard is forming up for the national anthem. That'll be followed by the opening lineups for the first semifinal game of the afternoon. We'll be back for that coverage right after this.
When these youngsters grow up, a few of them will stay on the farm, and the country companies will protect their buildings, machinery, livestock, just as we've been doing for their parents and grandparents. But most of them will move to town, and the country companies will protect their homes and possessions, just as we do for thousands of Illinois town and city families. A lot of them will go to college, and country companies' life insurance policies will help put them through. Some of them will go into business, and the country companies will give them the same solid coverage we've been providing businessmen for years. All of them will need health insurance, life insurance, auto insurance, and the country companies will provide it. The country companies were a little different than most insurance people.
We're back here at courtside. Tom Kelly, Jim Turpin, Chuck Rolinski. The two teams are on the court here for this first semifinal contest of the afternoon. In a moment, we'll be giving you the lineups between Riverton and Havana. And somebody might even write before the day is over, this game was for the birds. The Riverton Hawks and the Havana Ducks. And I tell you, two very fine ball clubs. In fact, the local papers here in Champaign-Urbana covering the tournament, and what a great job they do, referred to it as 4 powerhouse teams left in this Class A championship affair, and I couldn't agree more. 4 very good ball clubs. All right, the color guard will be advancing the colors on the floor. They are from Monmouth High School, and they are part of the group representing Monmouth High School, the band. We'll be telling you more about them as the afternoon goes along. Mr. William Olson of the music department here at the University of Illinois at Champaign will again be our soloist for the national anthem. I'm sure you'll enjoy his rendition of our national anthem. He has a big, powerful voice. Very fine musician and a fine singer. So the color guard is set, the band is set, and here's Mr. William Olson.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's fast gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we walked were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Well, I think we all agree Mr. Olson's in fine voice today, and the Monmouth High School band, under the baton of director Ed Scheckler, provided the accompaniment for our national anthem, and beautifully done. Our congratulations to both Mr. Olson and the band. Color guard now retreating from the center of the Assembly Hall floor, and we'll now meet the principals involved in our afternoon drama. First of all, let's meet the members of the Riverton Hawks basketball team. Number 10 is a junior, Dwayne Collins. Number 20, a junior, Ed Egnott. Number 22, a junior, Craig Edmonston. Number 24, a sophomore, Eric Watson. Number 40, senior, Kurt Davis. Number 42, a freshman, John Sullivan. And number 52, junior, Tom Guthrie. And now the starting lineup for the Riverton Hawks. Number 34, at a forward, 6'2", a senior, Kurt Penny. Number 14 at forward, 6 foot, senior Sam Hott. Number 44 at center, 6'8", senior Rich Fetter. Number 12 at a guard, 5'9", senior Mike Rossetti. And number 32 at guard, 5'10", senior Ed Santarelli. The coach of the Hawks is Jim Zimmerman. And these are the cheerleaders for Riverton. Time now to meet the team members for the Havana Ducks. Number 4 is a junior, Jim Bonnet. Number 10, senior Derek Derricker. Number 22, junior Craig Chapeau. Number 24, a junior, Alan Thompson. Number 34, a junior, Darren Hartree. Number 44 is a senior, Terry Miller. And number 50, senior Kevin Simmering. And now today's starting lineup for the Havana Ducks. Number 40 at a forward, 6'4", senior Tracy Trimpe. Number 42 at a forward, 6'1", senior Doug Hurst. Number 52 at center, 6'7", junior Roger King. Number 32 at guard, 6 foot, senior Mark Radosevic. Number 12 at guard, 5'11", senior Brad Gregrich. The coach of the Havana Hawks is Bob Gregrich. And these are the cheerleaders for the Havana Ducks basketball team. So the officials assigned to work this semifinal game are Wayne Bigham and Robert Conti. Both of these gentlemen are from the lovely city of DuQuoin in the southern part of the state of Illinois. So it's going to be Trimpe, Hurst, King, Radosevic, and Gregrich for Havana, and Penny, Hott, Fetter, Rossetti, and Santarelli for Riverton. And here's Jim Turpin to call the action.
Thank you very much, Tom Kelly. People all over the state of Illinois have been waiting for these two ball clubs to get together. There's a tip controlled by Fetter in the backcourt for the Riverton Hawks. Mike Rossetti brings it across the line. On this side to Santarelli, back to Rossetti now. There's Sam Hott, has that right wrist heavily taped. He has a broken bone there. Out front, Rossetti bounces in the corner. They lob for Fetter. He gets it back in a hurry to Santarelli. To Fetter, off his hands and out of bounds. The ball belongs to Havana. Riverton drops back. No press involved here yet. Bringing it down is Brad Gregrich. The ball off to Trimpe. In the corner, Gregrich. No score. We've just started first semifinal game. Radosevic lobs in the corner, Gregridge. Radosevic out front, now Trimpe. Deep in the corner to Gregridge. Looking underneath, pretty well jammed up. Trimpe. In the corner, Gregridge. Not a shot has been taken yet in this ball game, and we've played a minute. Here's Gregridge. Outside Trimpe. Lob into King. Pretty good defense being employed there, Coach.
Yes, I think that Coach Gregridge is going to make the Riverton zone work a little bit to see how they're going to shift. Possibly get them a little tired.
Almost lost it there. Outside, Trimpe. Shot is up and in from behind the key. Tracy Trimpe had a great afternoon yesterday. With Havana in front, 2-0. We just started play. Hot with the ball. Out front now, Rossetti. On the side to Santarelli. In the corner, they get the ball underneath. Shot up by Penny. No good. The rebound is pulled out of there by King. And he is fouled by Fetter. Roger King got that board, and Rich Fetter picks up the first foul of the ball game. Ball belongs to Havana. It'll be Brad Gregridge bringing it down. They lead it 2-0. Here is Trimpe on the right side. Lob in the corner to Gregridge. Back out front now. Just moving around the outside. Here's Gregridge faking the shot. Doesn't take it. Lays it down the lane to Trimpe. His shot is off the board and in. And Havana leads it 4-0. Trimpe has both baskets. Rossetti across the line for the Riverton Hawks. To Santarelli. Here is Sam Hott with a long jumper, and it's short of everything. And King again has the rebound for Havana. Off to Gregridge. Looking for the fast break. It doesn't develop, so he gets it off to Trimpe. Way out front, Radosevic. Tracy Trimpe again, looking underneath for King. Instead gives to Gregridge left. Gregridge in the corner, looks for that shot, but doesn't take it. Continue to work it underneath now to King. His layup is good, and Havana has jumped on top 6-0, and the timeout is going to be called here by Jim Zimmerman. 5:29 remains to be played. First period with the timeout with the score Havana 6 and Riverton 0.
I bought this International Harvester Cub Cadet because my brother bought one back in Ohio. He said he had to have a lawn and garden tractor that was dependable, with a tough automobile-type chassis, all-steel drivetrain, and rack and pinion steering. He said he couldn't afford to go running back to the dealer every other weekend for service. And I said, hey, he's not the only one.
For professional results, trust a seasoned hand. International Harvester.
Well, what'll it be, Harry? Regular.
With a combined record of 59-1, Havana is 30 and zip. Riverton is 29-1. The only game that Riverton lost was to Mount Pulaski, 53-48. That was in the 5th game of the season. Later, they gained a little revenge in the regional by beating Pulaski 75-65. Havana has made 3 for 3 from the field. They lobbed the ball for Fetter. It's way over his head and out of bounds, but it belongs to Havana.
So far, it's all Havana, Jim.
Brad Gregridge brings it down. Out front to Tracy Trimpe. Now Radosevic. Gregridge working around the outside of the zone. First shot for Gregridge. No good. Rebound pulled down by Kurt Penny for the Riverton Hawks, and he gives it off to Mike Rossetti. Now to Santarelli. To Rossetti out front.
That first bucket is like trying to get olives out of a bottle. The first one's tough. The rest of them come a little easier. We'll see how Riverton can do here.
There's Fetter. Jumper along the baseline, bouncing around and falls in. There's the first one. 6-2 now, Havana leads Riverton as Rich Fetter gets his first basket. He had a great day yesterday. Here is Trimpe. Lob deep in the corner, Gregridge. Back to Trimpe. Lobs underneath. Hurst gives the ball to the big center, Roger King, and then well done by the Havana Ducks, and they lead it 8-2.
They're an excellent passing team.
4 points for King. There's Rossetti on the side to Egnott. Now to Fetter. To Santarelli. His jumper is short. Rebound grabbed by Gregridge. Here they come. He bounces off to Trimpe. Stops and pumps a 20-footer, and he rimmed it. And the rebound goes to the floor, and a foul is going to be called here on Havana's. And it's on Mark Radosevic. Let's take another look at that.
Here's a replay on it. Takes the shot and is going up over the top. Number 32.
belongs to Riverton. Santarelli out front to Rossetti, on the side to Ignat, underneath to Penny, knocked away from him and stolen by Gregridge, coming down 1-on-2, drives all the way, and he is fouled as he goes underneath. Mike Rossetti got it.
Here's a replay on that. Brad Gregridge gets the ball, and he's coming down, going to go all the way with it, and Rossetti reaches in on him, trying to make the steal, and falls him.
Saved himself a sure two-pointer, I can tell you that.
First into King. He goes for the layup off the board too hard and grabbed out of there by Penny, who's done a good job all year long on the boards for Riverton. Off to Mike Rossetti. 8-2, Havana on top. 3:34 for the first period. Santarelli to Rossetti out front. To Ignat. Santarelli in the corner. Lobs underneath Penny. Out front Ignat. Off to Rossetti, short jumper. High off the board. Bounces around no good. Rebound is up by Penny and good. He muscled that one up there and cut the lead to 4. 8-4 Havana over Riverton. First semifinal game.
Havana's running Brad Gregridge, the guard, to the corner, keeping Trimpe high.
There is Gregridge in the corner. Radosevic back to Gregridge. Radosevic way out front. Gregridge tries the baseline, lobs for King. His shot is up and no good, but he is fouled. The big guy, Roger King, went for the layup. Let's watch it again.
Let's take a look at that again. Brad Gregridge is so valuable on the baseline. Beautiful pass and a big Roger King, and he's racked on the shot. He'll be shooting 2.
Ed Santarelli picks up the foul. That's his first foul. 2 shots for Roger King, a 62% foul shooter on the year. He makes the first. 9-4 now, Havana on top. 2:53 for the first period. First of 2 semifinal games this afternoon. King got them both. The lead's at 6 again for Havana, 10-4, and that for King is 6.
He had 13 yesterday in that victory over Madison.
Rossetti, they get the ball in now to Fetter. He turns around, has it deflected, gets it back, goes for the layup, left-handed off the board and in. Nice move by Fetter after having the ball deflected. Got it back and scored to make it 10-6.
Very strong move. Fetter is an amazingly well-conditioned, well-coordinated athlete.
Now they throw the ball away. They intended it for King underneath. King couldn't come up with it, and then he commits the foul trying to get it back. How often does that happen, Coach?
Oh, too often. He grabbed the hold of his wrist, and Coach Gregridge didn't like that at all.
10-6, Havana leads it, 2:28 to go. First period, here is Hot, faking the long shot, doesn't take it. But Santarelli does, and he rimmed it. King way up for the rebound. For Havana, gets it off to Gregridge. To Radosevic. In the corner to Trimpe. Radosevic out front, Gregridge now. They have both King and Hurst deep along the baseline, particularly Hurst. Lobs in the corner, Gregridge. Now Radosevic.
That's a tough bottle zone they're playing, a 1-2-2. It's a very good zone.
There's the ball kicked by Rossetti. It'll be Havana's ball to throw in from the side. It'll be inbounded by Mark Radosevic. He gets it out to Brad Gregridge. Back to Radosevic now. Looking underneath. Nothing develops there, so he gives to Trimpe in the corner, Gregridge. Underneath King. Goes for the layup, and he is fouled. Kurt Penny got him. Penny picks up the foul. That's his first. 1:40 to go. At the line will be Roger King. He's averaged 14.1 on the year. We talked to Coach Bob Gregridge before the ball game, and he's all right now. No way he's going to miss this one. He missed that free throw, though, and the ball belongs to Riverton. Deep pass underneath Fetter, right into the basket, lays it up and missed it. Gets it back off the board and in.
Beautiful pass by Sam Hott again.
6 points for Fetter, 11-8 Havana, 1:24 for the first period. Trimpe to Radosevic to Gregridge. Out front, Trimpe. Radosevic looks underneath, gives to Gregridge. Working around the outside. Deep in the corner, Gregridge free for the jumper. Too hard. Grabbed out of there by Fetter. Drops the pass off for Rossetti, and he brings it down for Riverton. They can cut it to 1 with a basket here. Hot. Cross-courts the ball. Rossetti to Penny. Out front now, that's Rossetti to Santarelli. To Fetter. 3 men on him. He gets the ball back to Rossetti. Has it deflected away from him. They have a couple of men on Feder, as you might imagine. He gets the ball low, turns around with a short jumper. He made it, and he's fouled.
Well, he's a fine basketball player.
Radosevic got him, Coach.
Here's the replay. The pass is inside, and Radosevic reaches in and gets him on the wrist, and Feder makes a beautiful turnaround. He was between three people.
He can tie it here if he completes the three-point play with 39 seconds to go. It's 11-10 Havana. We're in the first period. Feder is now 4 for 5 from the field. Makes the free throw. The score is tied at 11.
Riverton's got 11, and Feder's got 9 of them.
Here is Gregrich to Trimpe to Gregrich. Gonna hold for one shot here. The score is tied, Coach. It's the obligation of the defense to come out.
The defense has to force the action. If you put two offensive players out, they have to put 2 out, but no more than 2.
Here is King, Radosevic. 14 seconds to go now. Havana holding for 1. Gregrich. Get the ball to Trimpe. Gregrich, 6 seconds, pumps from the corner and rimmed it. Rebound fought for, and a foul is called underneath. It's on Feder. Feder gets his second foul with 3 seconds to go in the first period.
That'll happen many times on these defensive boards. If you allow them the second and third shot, that's when you'll pick that ball out.
Roger King will be at the line to shoot the 1-and-1. 12-11 now. That on top by 1. 3 seconds to go in the first quarter. Missed that one, but Trimpe picks it up, pumps it up, no good, at the horn. That's the end of the quarter with the score, Havana 12, Riverton 11.
Right now is a good time to make sure you're ready for another corn growing year. You've got to make sure your machinery's ready, and you've got to make sure your seed supply's ready. Now, the machinery part's going to take a little work, but the seed supply's easy. Because all you have to do is see your Pioneer salesman during Pioneer Days, March 21st through 31st. And by paying by the end of this month, you can earn a solid 5% discount on every bag you buy. And that's equivalent to an annual percentage rate saving of 24% when compared to paying for your seed by June 15th. Corn, alfalfa, forage mixes, grain sorghum, and Silabac brand silage inoculant. Your Pioneer salesman has them all. If you've been planting Pioneer brand seeds, you already know their performance story. But if you haven't, a visit to a Pioneer salesman during Pioneer Days, March 21st through March 31st, could be the most profitable visit you'll have this year.
Very good first quarter. Riverton 5 of 11 from the field, 45%. Havana 4 of 10 for 40%. Scoring, Trimpe had 4. Hurst did not score. King had 8. Radosevic and Gregrich did not score. For Riverton, Penny 2, Feder 9. These two ball clubs figured to score some points. Havana averaged 73 points a game, and Riverton the same in the regular season. Tip was controlled by Havana, but stolen away from behind by Sam Hott. But he lost it. He's on the inline with it. It belongs to Havana.
They tell me that Sam's got that right arm and the wrist all wrapped up, and then he got the left hand caught in the door jam the other. Oh, my.
The ball belongs to Havana. Gregrich with it. Havana leads it 12-11. We just started play here in the second quarter. Radosevic and Gregrich working around the outside. They drop off a pass for Hurst. Out front now, Trimpe. Radosevic back to Trimpe, back to Gregrich. There's the ball deflected and stolen away. Ed Santarelli with it, goes all the way for Riverton, lays it off the board and in. The Hawks have taken the lead for the first time, 13-12. Gregrich to Trimpe. Back to Gregrich now for Havana. Lobs in the corner for Hurst. To Gregrich. Something called away from the ball. Going to be a foul against Havana. And the big guy, maybe. I'm not sure. That's right, on Roger King, an offensive foul away from the ball, and it belongs to Riverton.
Sam Hott and Roger King are really battling for position, and Rogers pushed him off. The referee usually gets the guy that pushes second.
Here's Feder, long turnaround jump shot. He missed that one. Hurst with the rebound for Havana, off to Gregridge. Now Trimpe, Gregridge again, knocked away, but he gets it back. Gregridge, top of the key. Rossetti, now Trimpe. Gregridge. Hurst in the corner, looking for King. Wall covered. Hott is dropping back on him and playing in front of him wherever he goes. In the corner, Hurst had the ball deflected, knocked away by Rossetti for Riverton. Deep pass for Hott. He has it, goes for the layup off the board, short. Rebound Penny, and he's fouled. Kurt Penny was fouled on the rebound play, and he'll go to the line. Fast and furious action, Coach.
This is a nice pass, the lead pass. He barely gets it as he's going up. There was no call on. No, he didn't charge. But there was a fall in the rebound.
Foul was on Trimpe.
Trimpe. Bob Gregorich is up on the officials a little bit.
And there's a timeout with the score. Riverton 13 and Havana 12.
You're about to meet the biggest change in harvesting since the switch from horses to horsepower.
To harvest more of what you grow, Axial Flow is the way to go.
The new IH Axial Flow combines are better for this simple reason. Conventional combines get only one chance to thresh, but this IH Axial Flow rotor threshes several times to harvest more of your crop.
Axial Flow is the way to go.
My old employer still owes me money. How do I get it?
We're buying a house, but we want to be certain the contract is okay.
Who can help us?
I didn't get the promotion because of my age. Is it a case of discrimination?
We could run this station.
But how do we get started?
If we should both die, how can we make sure our kids will be taken care of?
Legal problems are a fact of life. When you have a problem, be sure to go to the one person who can help. A lawyer.
Here's the situation, 6:25 to go. And this is the second quarter with Riverton on top, 13-12. Havana jumped off to that big lead, but it's been Riverton catching up and going ahead here now in the second period. Kurt Penny will go to the line. He's a 72% foul shooter. He averaged 11.5 on the year from the field. 2 shots. He'll have a couple here. Tough rebounder for this ball club. He missed the first. He'll have one more.
We've never had an unbeaten team win the Class A tournament. And Havana is unbeaten.
He missed that one, too, and the rebound is pulled down by Trimpe. Off it goes to Gregridge. Now to Trimpe. Gregridge top of the key. Gets to Radosevic. Back to Gregridge. They work around the outside of the Riverton zone. Tracy Trimpe with the ball. Long left-handed jumper, Radosevic, no good, but King has the rebound. Pumps it to Trimpe down the lane, off the board, no good. Rebound pulled out of there by Feder for Riverton. And he drops the pass off to Ed Santarelli, who gives it to Mike Rossetti, and he walks it down. 5:47 to go for the second period. Cross-court Hott. Bounces in the corner, Penny, short jumper. No good. Rebound King for Havana. Off to Gregridge. Fast break for the Ducks, but nothing develops, and he slows it up and stops. Gets to Trimpe. To Gregridge. Rossetti. In the corner, Hurst looking for King. Rossetti cross-courts the ball to Gregridge. Now to Trimpe. Rossetti. Stolen by Feder. Feder coming down 2-on-1. Rich Feder with the ball. Gives a good pass. Layup. Santarelli is up and in. Ed Santarelli got it on a good feed from Feder. 4 points in the ball game for Santarelli. Riverton by 3, 15-12.
I tell you, they're going to knock Feder's door down for college scholarships.
Exactly. He might play the guard.
Havana with the ball stolen away again. This time it is Rossetti. He drives all the way, lays it off the board, blocked beautifully by Trimpe, out of bounds. It'll be Riverton ball.
Very good defense on Trimpe's part. Riverton's zone has really come alive. They're really hustling, and they're cutting the passing lanes off. Havana's having a lot of trouble.
Derek Derricker into the ball game now for Havana. Here's Feder. He gets the ball off to Rossetti. His jumper is up and in, and the Hawks lead it by 5 now, 17-12.
That good defense will ignite your offense sometime.
Here is Trimpe for the Ducks. To Derricker, to Gregridge, long jumper, he got it. Brad Gregridge's first points of the afternoon, and it's 17-14 now. Riverton by 3. 4:26 for the half. This is Sam Hott. Out front to Rossetti, to Santarelli. In the corner, Hott gets the ball to Penny. Now to Rossetti. Mike Rossetti to Santarelli. 4:06 to go for the half. Here's Sam Hott. In the corner, Santarelli for the long jumper. He didn't make it, and Hurst has the rebound for Havana. Off to Gregridge. Brad Gregridge brings it down. Top of the key. Fakes that jumper, doesn't take it. To Trimpe. He does take it. He's a good shooter. He missed that one, though. Hurst had the rebound, and he's fouled from behind. And that is Kurt Penny picking up the foul for Riverton Hawks. It's his second. Take a look at it again.
Take a look at it. Here's Trimpe with his shot. He has good inside position, and Penny comes over the top.
Doug Hurst at the line, and he makes the first. 17-15 now. Riverton by 2. 3:49 for the half. Too hard on that one, and Fetter has the rebound for Riverton, but he gets it off to Hott. Out front now to Rossetti. Top of the key to Santarelli. Looking underneath. Gets the ball to Penny. Now Rossetti. Right side to Hott. Looking for Fetter. Knocked away. Tried to force that pass in there. It's stolen by Havana. Gregridge with it. 1-on-2. Beautiful driving layup. That ball is blocked and knocked out of bounds. Into the ball game now.
Let's take a look at the replay first. Because Gregridge is coming down the floor with the ball, and I think Coach Gregridge thought he got fouled right here. It was a little collision, but the referee said no.
Back live now, and Roger King puts in a sort of a semi-hook. The big guy ties the score at 17 with 3:11 to go. Second quarter. There's Hott for Riverton. Outside Rossetti. Now Santarelli. They get the ball to Fetter. Short jumper. Fetter, no good. Rebound. Grabbed out of there. Now they scramble, and a jump ball is called.
This is a rivalry, isn't it, Jim?
I should say it is. That is Kurt Davis for Riverton against Tracy Trimpe, and the ball goes to Fetter. He bumped an 18-foot jumper. Too long. Rebound knocked out of bounds. It belongs to Havana. 17-17 tie. 2:53 to go, second quarter.
The crowds are starting to come alive.
Well, this is the closest game that we've had thus far in the tournament.
Beautiful game.
Gregridge. Ball on the side to Derricker. In the corner, Hurst. Back out front, Trimpe. Lobs to Hurst, to Gregridge, to Trimpe. To Gregridge for the long jumper, and he rimmed it. Rebound, Hurst got it, and he is fouled by Sam Hott. And Doug Hurst does a great job on the boards for Havana.
He's very physical, gets good position.
Hurst will go to the line. The foul is the first on Sam Hott. 2:35 to go for the half. 17-17 tie. Hurst with the 1-and-1. He missed, and Fetter has the rebound for Riverton. Up to Mike Rossetti. Coming across the line. Rossetti and Santarelli just passing it back and forth. Out front it comes to Fetter now. To Rossetti. Santarelli. Now Rossetti. Santarelli in the corner. They're looking for Fetter. He is well covered. They're dropping Hurst in front of him, and King is behind him. They get it to him, though. Short jumper around it off. No good. Rebound. Sam Hott is up. No good, but he is fouled by King. Sam Hott went to the boards that time for Riverton, and he was fouled by King.
So they called it on Trimpe, Jim. Trimpe got that as second foul.
Tracy Trimpe make it. Sam Hott at the line, and he'll have a couple. Shot is up and good. 18-17 now. Riverton back in front by 1. 2 minutes for the half. One more for Hott. He made them both, and Riverton leads by 2, 19-17. Riverton 29-1, Havana 30 and zip. Something's got to give. Gregridge. Out front for Havana, off to Tracy Trimpe. Gregridge with a long jumper behind the key, and he rimmed that one, but the rebound, Derricker is up, no good. Rebound, Hurst is up, no good, but he's fouled. Foul is on Ed Santarelli. Hurst will go to the line again for Havana. It's the second foul on Santarelli. You'll have a couple. Doug Hurst, 59% foul shooter on the year. Made the first. It's 19-18 now. Riverton by 1. Back of the ball game is Kurt Penny. And Kurt Davis comes out. And now Ed Egnott goes into the ball game, and Ed Santarelli comes out. Hurst with one more. He missed that one, and Penny has the rebound for Riverton. Puts the ball off to Sam Hott. Hott out front. That's Mike Rossetti with the ball now for the Hawks. 1:32 to go for the half. Hott off to Hurst. Almost lost that ball, but Hott saves it with the center line. It's a great hustle. Great hustle. Now Rossetti. They lob the ball into Feder. Baseline jumper is short. Rebound picked out of there by Gregridge. King went high for it, couldn't quite control it. Bounced off to Gregridge, and he brings it down. On the side, Tracy Trimpe, now Gregridge. Looking underneath. Trimpe in the corner, Hurst. Back out front, Gregridge. 56 seconds now. Long jumper behind the key is good. And that is Derek Derricker. Puts Havana in front by 1. 20-19. 46 seconds to go now. We're in the second period. They lob the ball for Feder. He drives the baseline, lays it up and off the board and in. Oh, a nice move by the big guy, and Riverton's back in front by 1. 21-20. 11 points for Feder.
Kind of a long dry spell for him. Jimmy had 9 of the first 11 they scored, and then he just got another bucket a moment ago, but a lot of moments in between with nothing.
Here is Gregridge for Havana to Trimpe. His long jumper behind the key is no good, and Penny has the rebound. Jim Zimmerman up off the bench for Riverton, and he wants one shot. 7 seconds to go. They get the ball to Rossetti. They lob underneath. Short jumper hot. No good. That's the end of the half. Riverton on top by 1, 21-20. Now here's Tom Kelly.
Thank you, Jim Turpin. Been a battle of the big men for the most part in this basketball game, and I think you looking in will agree with us that two very evenly matched basketball teams, each in turn with Roger King for Havana and Rich Feder of Riverton stealing the limelight one from the other. With the supporting cast taking part in the game as it got into the second period. Havana at one time trailed in the second quarter by 5 points, 17-12, but they battled their way back to lead by 1 at 20-19, only to fall behind by 1 here as we've come to the intermission, 21-20. Riverton on top. Now let's go to Tournament Central and Chuck Rolinski.
Thank you, Tom. Following the summary of the first half, we'll be interviewing some of the coaches here in the Assembly Hall. We'll get started right after this.
Jim's been helping these folks for a long time. Ever since he became a country company's agent 30 years ago today. So they dropped by to help Jim celebrate all the memories when they got married, bought a home, started a business, had their first baby, or bought their first car. Jim and the country companies helped them. He explained the complicated business of financial security in a simple, friendly way. After all those years, they wanted to tell Jim that he is a little different than most insurance people. See the yellow pages.
The best ball game of the tournament, the closest anyway. Havana led by 1 point at the end of the first period, 12-11. And here at halftime, Riverton is on top, 21-20. Look at the scoring for the two ball clubs. First of all, for Riverton, Kurt Penny has 1 basket for 2 points. Sam Hott has 2 free throws in the ball game for 2. The big guy is Rich Feder, and he is their leading scorer once again this afternoon. He has 11 here at the half, 5 baskets and a free throw. Rossetti has a basket for 2, and Ed Santarelli has 2 baskets for 4 points. Nobody in serious foul trouble for Riverton, although 3 different players, Penny, Feder, and Santarelli, all have 2 personal fouls. Look at the scoring now for the Havana Ducks, 30-0 on the season. Trimpe has 2 field goals for 4. Hurst has 2 free throws for 2. King, 3 and 4 for a total of 10. Radosevic has not scored. Gregorich has 1 basket for 2. And Derek Derricker came in and hit a long jumper behind the key for 2 points for the Havana Ducks. These two ball clubs, as we've mentioned a couple of times, they have really had a season. Havana is 30-0 and Riverton 29-1. Riverton's only loss was to Mount Pulaski, and that was in the 5th game of the regular season. And this ball club, after that, didn't lose a 1. And people throughout the state of Illinois have been waiting for these two ball clubs to play. Although they're fairly close to each other, they do not play during the regular season. But from what we've seen out here this afternoon, this has been well worth waiting for. They really go at it. You've seen them go up and down the court. They both have excellent big men. King for the Havana Ball Club and Rich Feder for Riverton. The 2 big centers are really going at it. And one of the things to look for in the second half will be the play of Sam Hott. He's listed as a guard for this Riverton Ball Club, but you want to watch him on defense because he's doing just a terrific job in backing in and helping out on the big guy underneath. So it's been a real good first half. Well, this year we've added a new feature to our tournament coverage, the Coaches Circle. And throughout today and this evening, high school basketball coaches will join Chuck Walensky in the Coaches Circle to share their views and expertise on how the tournament is progressing. Chuck?
Thank you, Jim. With me are 2 outstanding young coaches from Central Illinois. On my left is Jerry Sullivan from Mason City. Last year, Jerry's ball club made the Elite 8, had a great ball club, and this year he has played Havana and Riverton both. Also on my left is Tom Gramko, the coach from Clinton. And Tom, this year, for the first year, Tom, you're in Class A. Previously, I believe you were AA. And I'm sure that you like to play with the 750s and below, but we'll talk about that possibly a little later. Let's go to the game, the first half, Jerry. We'll talk about Riverton first.
Okay, Riverton is not pressing, which is unusual because normally they press every ball game, but I think they're a little bit, I think the coach is wise because Havana, I think, could handle it pretty well. And I don't imagine he wanted to get burnt, you know, the first few times down the floor, so he's probably just going to wait and save it if he needs it and use it later. Havana is being awful cautious, and that's the way they play. When they're playing against a good zone, they move the ball, they work it. Sometimes, I believe sometimes they're overcautious and they overpass sometimes. You know, they pass up some good shots. And that's indicated with Gregorich only having 2 points and Trimpe only having 4. They're not taking their shots. That looks like they've got some, but they're not taking it.
What about that defense that Riverton's playing, Tom? How does it work?
Well, what they're doing is they're starting out in a 1-2-2, a typical 1-2-2 where the point man would stay out front, but they're really trying to cover up King inside, and so the point man, number 14, he'll fall back into the middle and try to front 52 all the time, and it's been pretty effective, even though King is their leading scorer. And then they're really fronting inside and keeping King boxed up as much as possible. It's a little bit of variation of a 1-2-2 zone.
How about the big men in regard to fall trouble, and what do you expect from those two, King versus Feder, the second half?
Well, in Riverton's case, they have to go to Feder, and it's not that much in the case of Havana, because they've got, I think, a little bit better all-around even ball club than Riverton, and Riverton has to go to Feder, I believe. But he's an excellent ball player. In fact, he's, as far as I'm concerned, if anybody I've seen in the last couple of years, he's about as good a big man as I've seen around. He can hit, he can do it all. He can handle the ball, he can lead a fast break, which he did several times when we played him. We had the unfortunate pleasure of playing both of them this year and come out in the wrong end. And I know he's a heck of a ball player.
How about the guards, Tom? The guards really haven't been a factor yet. What do you expect the second half from the guards?
Well, I think the way the game's going, the 2 big men, King and Feder, are going to equalize themselves, and the ball game's going to rest on, the outcome's going to rest on the guards, I think. when they start taking some outside shots, which they're going to have to do, the team's guards that do the best job, I think, might come out on top.
Sometimes I found that out. A key guard or a forward can come alive the second half when there's a stalemate inside. Jerry, what about your prediction? Who are you picking in this ball game?
I have to go with Havana, because I believe that they're Gregorich, and of course, like he said, the outside people are probably going to tell the tale, and I think they have a little bit better outside shooters than Riverton does. I think don't.
How about you, Tom?
Well, I don't know. I might have to pick Riverton the way I've seen Riverton play lately. They've seemed to come through in the close games more than Havana. This veteran's going to be hard to take care of. He showed his quickness and his mobility, and I think the guards are going to be a little bit surprising toward the end of the ball game, and they might have to come out pressing a little more. That might be in Havana's favor, however.
Should be a good second half. Thanks to both of you for joining me. It's almost time for the second half. I want to get back to courtside along with Tom Kelly and Jim Turpin to bring you all the action. While I'm on the way, take a look at this.
I've grown corn for a long time, different hybrids, different brands. I've watched the weather beat corn down, and I've grown some corn that stands. Living and learning and planting pioneer. I guess I learned the right way, growing corn for all these years. One brand of seed is better, it's a corn called Pioneer. Living and learning and planting Pioneer.
At one time or another, all of us have legal questions or problems, yet we'll wonder whether or not to see a lawyer and how much it's going to cost. Well, stop wondering. You have the right to ask, and in many cases, your lawyer will be able to estimate the fee. When you have a legal problem, just remember, the money you think you save by not seeing a lawyer could cost you dearly in the end. Be sure. Work with your lawyer.
Sometimes it's important for people at home to reach high schoolers attending the tournament. In the event of an emergency, the university has worked out a system for parents and friends at home to be able to telephone high school students attending the tournament here in Champaign-Urbana. Just call area code 217, telephone number 333-2923. That's area code 217-333-2923. We're at halftime of the Riverton-Havana game. Riverton leads it here by 1 point, 21-20. And now, let's pause 5 seconds for station identification.
WCIA Champaign, W49AA Springfield.
Well, Coach Walensky, we had ourselves a fine half of basketball, probably the most exciting of the tournament thus far.
Exactly, Jim, and the two coaches I had on at halftime were split. One picked Riverton, one picked Havana, and I think that's the way it's going to go this second half.
21-20 ball game right now. Riverton on top. Havana jumped to a quick lead, then Riverton caught up, and then it was just back and forth after that. I'd like to remind you that this is the first of 2 semifinal games, and then we'll have the third place game on the championship tonight. Havana 30 and zip on the year. Riverton 29 and 1. Look at the Riverton fans and their cry, "Hawk up, hawk up." A lot of enthusiasm here, Coach.
Oh, I love it, Tom. When they get up and cheer like that, it's just beautiful. I'm looking at them behind us. They're both starting to stand up.
Better against King, the two centers. The tip goes to the side and controlled by Havana. That is Gregorich with it, out to Trimpe. Right side now to Derricker. To Trimpe, to Gregorich, to Derricker, looking underneath. They get the ball to King. Knocked away, though, by Penny, and a foul is called. Foul is called underneath. And it's on. Hot picks up the foul. It'll be Havana's ball to inbound. Gregorich will throw it in. Way out front. Get the ball to Derricker on the side to Gregorich now. Trimpe. Long jumper Derricker again. He rimmed that one. And the rebound is pulled out of there by Ed Santorelli for Riverton. Off now to Mike Rossetti. 21-20, Riverton on top. 7:27 for the third period. Mike Rossetti with the ball. Drops it off to Hott. Rossetti is free for the long jumper, and he made it. A swisher out front by Mike Rossetti, and it's 23-20. Riverton by 3. Now Brad Gregridge to Trumpy. Back to Gregridge. To Derricker. They're working around the outside. Trumpy to Gregridge. To Derricker. Looking for Hurst in the corner. Now they get it to him. He lost it out of bounds. And it took his eye off of it. And it bounced off his hands out of bounds. It belongs to Riverton. It'll be Mike Rossetti bringing it down. 23-20. Riverton by 3. Here is Hott. He just threw the ball away, intended for Feder. And it was intercepted by Havana, and Gregridge brings it down. Side to Trumpy. To Gregridge. And underneath, Brad Gregridge hasn't had many shots from the field in this ball game.
They're doing a good job really pointing him wherever he goes. They're putting a lot of pressure on him.
Here is Derricker to Trumpy. And on this side, they lob it deep in the corner now. Derricker to Hurst along the baseline. Out front, Gregridge. Almost had time for that jumper, but not quite. To Derricker. Now Gregridge.
He's got to cock it just a little bit, and Riverton's zone's coming up on him.
Exactly what he did there, and jammed it home from way out front. 23-22 as Gregridge scores. He has now 4 points in the game. Riverton by 1. Santarelli to Rossetti. Right side to Hott. He's free for the long jumper, and he missed it. Rebound goes to the floor, and Feder chases it down. Big guy shows good movement, and he fell down. He's going to be called for traveling. Went on the baseline, lost his footing there, was called for traveling. It's Havana's ball. Derricker gets it into Gregridge. They can go ahead to the basket here. Trumpy out front to Gregridge. In the corner, Hurst. Gregridge. Derricker underneath King goes for the layup off the board and in. Nicely done by Roger King. Havana in front by 1. 24-23. 5:29 to go, third period. Mike Rossetti with the ball. Side to Santarelli. Looking for Feder. Well defended. 2 men on him. Hott out front. Jump shot on the way. No good by Rossetti. Rebound King. Off it goes to Gregridge for Havana.
That was incidental. They wanted a fall call on Roger for turning around, but it was an incidental contact.
Gregridge out front for the Ducks. He's free now for the jumper, and he rimmed it. Rebound grabbed out of the air by Ed Santarelli for the Riverton Hawks. To Rossetti. 24-23 Havana. It was a bad pass by Hott and stolen by Tracy Trumpy.
That's unusual for him. He's a great passer.
To Brad Gregridge. To Trumpy. In the corner, Hurst looking for King now. Out front, Derricker. Trumpy. Derricker. Gregridge in the corner. Derricker out front. Ball deflected by Hott, but Gregridge retrieves it and gets it to Derricker. 4:24 to go. He's going to shoot the long jumper, and he rimmed it. Rebound. Tipped by Feder to Hott. And now Rossetti brings it down. Gregridge trying for the steal, doesn't get it. Santarelli. Rossetti between the circles, goes to the right side to Hott. In the corner, Santarelli. Mike Rossetti out front. 4 minutes to go, third period. Hott drives baseline. Pumps the ball to Feder. Free for the short jumper. He missed it, but he is fouled by Tracy Trumpy, who came out to help out on him. Foul number 3 on Trumpy. Look at it again, Coach.
Take a look at that replay because that was a nice pass by Hott. Feder went up, and he was just wrecked on the hand, or on the wrist. Shooting 2.
So Tracy Trumpy, one of the outstanding scorers for Havana, has picked up his 3rd foul. Feder misses the first. He'll have another now. He can tie it if he makes this one. Havana leads at 24-23. Feder missed them both. Rebound deflected by King to Hurst for Havana. Out front, Gregridge. Derricker to Gregridge to Trumpy. Top of the key, Derricker. They converge on him. He gets it back out front to Gregridge. In the corner now to Hurst. Back out front, Derricker to Gregridge. They're giving Derricker that outside shot. He has made one out there. Underneath King. He goes for the layup. Had the ball deflected. He goes to the floor. Nothing called, and the ball belongs to Riverton. With it is Hott. Up to Rossetti. And now Santarelli. Rossetti challenged by Gregridge a bit to Hott. They lob the ball to Penny. To Hott down the lane, lays it off the board. He didn't make it, and he's fouled by Gregorich. Sam Hott drove for that layup, and Brad Gregorich got it.
That was a close call. It could have went either way, blocking or charging. Coach Gregorich thinks it was a charge.
Sam Hott at the line. He is shooting 54%. He'll have a couple here. Missed the first. That's 3 misses in a row. Federer missed 2 up there just a moment ago. Coach, in a close ball game like this, those all count.
Oh, they're all going to be so important late in this game.
Hott got that one. The score is tied at 24 with 3:03 to go in the third. Gregorich for Havana across the line. To Tracy Trempe. Lobs in the corner. Hurst looking for King. Batted away by Federer. Picked out of midair by Rossetti. 2:49 now for the third quarter.
I get the impression these two clubs have gotten tighter as this game goes along.
Yes, look at that. Sam Hott just threw that ball away, intended along the baseline for Kurt Penny, over his head and out of bounds.
That's Sam's third straight turnover, and usually he's an excellent passer. I think he had 7 assists yesterday.
The winner of this will go into the championship game. Here is Hurst. They work it around the outside. Derricker and Gregorich back and forth. That's Derricker with it now, number 10. Gregorich 12 and Trempe 40. They lob for Hurst. Gets the ball to Gregorich in the corner. Can't get the shot. There's Trempe to Hurst to Gregorich. They throw that ball around in a hurry. Jumper up and good by Tracy Trempe. And it's now 26-24. Havana back in front by 2.
They've got to get Trempe open. He's a key man on this team.
Hott cross-course the ball to Santarelli. Now Mike Rossetti out front. They just can't get it to Federer. They have people all around him. Here's Hott. Now they get it underneath to Kurt Penny, and he's tied up. Kurt Penny along the baseline is tied up. Into the ball game will be Mark Radosevic. Wants to come back in, but he'll have to wait. Coming in for Derricker, who's at the free throw line jumping against Kurt Penny of Riverton. Tip control by Penny to Rossetti. They lob into Federer. Turnaround jumper is up, and he is fouled. I actually started to pass that ball off or shooting it, Coach. I couldn't tell which. They're going to give him a couple of shots here, though, I believe. Let's see. The foul was called on Brad Gregorich. That's his second. Federer does a great job of going up, and if he's covered, passing that ball underneath.
Yes, I hate to keep saying it, but he does remind me a little bit of Larry Bird in that way. He can really see well. He makes a real good assist pass if he's covered.
He scored 11 in the game, but he has missed 3 straight free throws. But he made that one, and it's now a 1-point lead for Havana, 26-25, 1:44 to go. Gregorich to Trempe for Havana. Now to Gregorich. Back to Tracy Trempe. In the corner, Gregorich looking for King, but can't find him, so he takes the jumper himself and hit it along the baseline. Good-looking shot by Brad Gregorich. It's a 3-point lead now for Havana. 1:24 to go in the third period. And the Riverton Hawks are going to call a timeout. There's a timeout with the score. Havana 28, Riverton 25. We have a minute and 21 seconds to go in the third quarter. Havana leads Riverton 28-25. The second game this afternoon sends Elmer's Timothy Christian with a record of 24-7 against Hugh Lennox Providence, ball club that has won 30 and lost just 1. They've met twice before this season, so we might have a good one there. And very close games. Riverton Hawks with the ball. They trail by 3. Here is Sam Hott. Now Mike Rossetti has it out front to Hott on the right side. Cross-court the ball to Santarelli. There's Hott, jumper from the corner. Didn't make it. Rebound Trempe for Havana. Off to Gregorich. Brad Gregorich with 52 seconds to go now for the period. Puts the ball around the outside. Trempe to Gregorich. Free for the jumper along the baseline. He missed that one. Rebound though. Hurst off to Trempe. He drops the pass off and it's stolen. Two players run together, but finally out of there with it is Santarelli. Down fast, goes for the shot off the board. He missed it. Rebound, Hot has it for Riverton. 28 seconds to go now. Third period. Fast and furious action here. Mike Rossetti with the ball. In the corner, Santarelli looking for Fetter. They lob to him. Baseline jumper, Fetter. Off the board, no good. And Fetter fouls Roger King from behind. Third foul on Fetter. So he has 3, and Trumpy has 3 for Havana. 16 seconds to go. Third period, 28-25. Havana leads it. Here is Gregridge off to Trumpy. Radosevic. Now to Trumpy. 7 seconds to go. Radosevic, top of the key. He wants Gregridge to shoot this last one. Going to have to hurry. 1 second. Shot was off the back of the board. That's the end of the quarter. With the score, Havana 28 and Riverton 25.
Harry Jordan still used horses the first time he talked to a country company's agent. These days, the horsepower comes from a $30,000 tractor, and Harry's son does most of the farming. But their insurance still comes from the country companies. In fact, just about all the Jordan relatives have insurance with one or more of the country companies.
Something else there and brought in from the pasture. It is really funny. Get out of here.
We had a good harvest this year.
When Harry's granddaughter grew up and moved into town, she found country companies' down-to-earth approach to insurance there, too. When the Jordans get together for a family reunion, they don't sit around and talk about insurance. Just the same, after more than 50 years, they feel like the country companies are part of the family.
We are a little different than most insurance people.
See the yellow pages.
Here's a look at the scoring at the end of 3 quarters. Trumpy for Havana has 6, Hurst 2, King 12. Radosevic has not scored. Gregridge has 6, and Dirker has 2. For Riverton, Penny 2, Hot 3, Fetter 12, Rossetti 4, and Santarelli 4. Fetter and King, 8 minutes to go. The tip is controlled by Havana. With it is Trumpy to Gregridge. In the corner, Gregridge. Back out front now, Trumpy. To Radosevic, looking in the corner for Gregridge. Radosevic out front to King. They converge on him. They get the ball in the corner now, Gregridge. Trumpy down the lane. Shot off, blocked beautifully by Fetter, but retrieved by Gregridge for Havana. Radosevic, top of the key. They're giving him that shot out front. He won't take it, though. There's the ball being fumbled by King. He lost it out of bounds, but they say it's Havana's ball. And even King couldn't believe that. He went the other way.
Riverton's really sagging. They're letting the guard have the open shot. They're actually playing 5 against 4 inside, trying to stop the motion game, the passing offense inside. But they can't let him shoot it.
Brad Gregridge from the top of the key. 5-point lead now for Havana, 30-25. Here's Rossetti. Gets the ball off to Santarelli. Now Rossetti to Hot, to Penny, to Fetter. Plays it off the board, no good, and he is fouled. Roger King got him. If Riverton's to win this ball game, Coach, they got to get it to that guy.
Let's take a look at that replay on this. A nice pass inside the Fetter. He made a nice move inside, and Roger King got him, hit him on the way up, and now he's shooting 2.
Made the first. 30-26, the lead at 4 for Havana. That is 13 points for Fetter. Going for number 14. And he got it. That's the lead to 3. And now, for the first time, the press is on for Riverton. Hurst with the ball to Trumpy. Lobs for Gregridge. And he brings it down. 2-on-1. He goes to the corner and backs off with a dribble out front, Trumpy. Gregridge knocked away by Fetter, but Trumpy gets it back. Threw it away to Penny. They can cut it to 2, or to 1, I should say, with a basket here. They trail by 3.
The nail biter all the way.
Rossetti with the ball for Riverton. Off to Hot. Down the lane he goes, and a foul is called. Sam Hot drove the lane. All ages at this one. Yes, I saw that. At At the line will be Sam Hott. He's averaged 13.4 on the year for this club. Good hard-nosed defensive ball player as well. Take the first. 30-28. Havana by 2. 6:40 to go.
Both clubs well coached. Coach Jim Zimmerman doing a super job with Riverton.
This one's off the back of the rim. It bounces around, but it didn't fall in. Trimpe has the rebound, and he brings it out into the Gregory.
The crowd wanted a jump ball, but there wasn't that much of a hold on it.
Here is Tracy Trimpe for Havana. Everything is big from here on. This is really a close one. 30-28. Gregridge in the corner. Now to Trimpe. Out front, almost threw the ball away, but the foul is going to be called, and it's Santarelli. He fouls Mark Radosevic. That's the third foul on Santarelli.
Those two guards, Santarelli and Rossetti, really hustle on the front of that zone. They're very important.
Here's Brad Gregridge, gets the inbound pass in the backcourt. Across the line with it. To Radosevic, to Trimpe. In the corner, Gregridge. And a pump it from there, blocked by Feder. And Feder saves it. They scramble. Radosevic has it for Havana. He gives to Trimpe. His shot off the board is no good. Feder with this rebound for Riverton. They can tie it with a basket here with 5:55 to go in the game.
Good defense by Feder. He put enough pressure on Trimpe to force him to miss that.
Rossetti gets the ball to Hott. To Kurt Penny. To Feder. He's going to be called for traveling. Rich Feder backing in, trying to free himself for that shot, was called for traveling. So Havana gets it back. The press is on for Riverton. Hurst gets the ball to Gregridge. They come down 2-on-1. He goes to the corner with it, now stops. 5:42 for the game. Gregridge to Trimpe. Lob for King. Short jumper. King is no good. Feder with the rebound. For Riverton. To Rossetti. Hits the ball to Sam Hott. They lob for Feder. Short baseline jumper. No good. They fight for the rebound. It goes to the floor. Gregridge and Feder. And Feder picks up the foul.
Let's take a look at that. As the ball, Feder misses, barely misses, and the ball bounces off. It's tipped by King. And as they're both going for the loose ball, Feder clipped Brad Gregridge, and he got the ball call.
No free throws involved yet. It's Hurst inbounding to Radosevic. Pressure in the backcourt, applied by Riverton. Finally, Hurst across the line with it for Havana. 5:10 to go, 30-28. Havana by 2. Here is Trimpe. Radosevic, Trimpe in the corner, Gregridge. To Trimpe. Now Hurst, knocked away by Feder, but he gets it back. To Radosevic. To Trimpe, long jumper, Trimpe is good. Tracy Trimpe puts Havana in front by 4, and Riverton is going to call a timeout. There's a timeout with the score. Havana 32, Riverton 28.
I remember when I was a kid, I had the job of mowing the lawn. It wasn't easy, but like my dad always said, if you're going to do something, do it right. Of course, I've come a long way since those days. Now I mow an acre of lawn with an International Harvester lawn tractor. 8 horsepower, 36-inch mower, and it still feels good to do it right.
For professional results, trust a seasoned hand.
To you, this may look like just another house for sale. But to the people who are buying and selling it, it's an important legal transaction, and it calls for a lawyer. Whenever you're buying or selling a home, your lawyer is there to help by preparing documents, examining contracts, and providing sound legal advice to protect your interest in one of the largest financial undertakings of your life. So when you're ready to make a move, stop. Before you sign anything, be sure. Work with your lawyer.
Okay, let's take a look at the last passes. They worked it back to the weak side. Tracy Trimpe had the daylight, and he's the shooter. Beautiful shot right through the net.
That basket gives Havana a 4-point lead, 32-28 with 4:46 to go.
Havana's the only unbeaten team. Only 9 boys teams have won titles down here unbeaten. 1 girls team. That was Sue Strong's club from Sterling High School 2 years ago. So Havana's trying to do something nobody's done in quite some time. They've never done it in Class A competition, go through unbeaten.
Riverton brings the ball down the court and throws it away. They tried to force it inside. The ball was deflected out of bounds. It belongs to Havana. They two-time Hurst in the corner, but he gets it off to Gregridge. Passed on the dribble. Bounced it off his knee. He's going to be called for double dribble. Brad Gregridge trying desperately on that 2-on-1 to get the ball underneath. Bounced it off his own knee.
Got a little anxious. Came down to pass rather than come down to shoot. The pass will develop on a play like that. You've got to come down and be patient. Let the defensive man get you and then pass it off.
Mike Rossetti for Riverton. His team is down by 4. 4:17 to go. There is Sam Hott. Going to pump the long jumper, and he got it. Sam Hott cuts it to 2, 32-30. They threw the ball away, and Hott has it. His layup left-handed is no good. Had a chance to tie there, but Hott couldn't get that one down, and Gregridge comes out of there with it for Havana. 3:54 to go. Brad Gregridge off to Radosevic. Now to Hurst in the corner. Now Tracy Trempy out front. 3:40 to go. Trempy to Gregridge. Going to pump the long jumper. It's too hard. Rebound fought for. And Kurt Penny has it for the Riverton Hawks. They can tie it with a basket here with 3.5 minutes to go. Mike Rossetti off the Hot. Going to shoot the long jumper, and he is tied up. Tracy Trempy, a great defensive play, just came right out of the court, and you don't see that very often, Coach. Watch this one.
Watch this replay. There's the pass, and look at that. What an extension. Beautiful block, jump ball.
And Trempy gets the jump for Havana. Big play by Tracy Trempy. Up to Gregridge. 3:17 to go. Now to Trempy. To Gregridge. Side to Radosevic. 3:10 to go now. 32-30 Havana. Here is Trempy. In the corner, Gregridge. They're going to wait for 3 minutes now. 2:56. Working around outside. That's Radosevic. Trempy. Gregridge. First the ball. Radosevic. Now Trempy. 2:44 to go. 2-point lead for Havana, and they have the ball. Here is Hurst. Almost threw it away. Trempy lobs for King. Layup. No good. Goaltending is called against Federer. 34-30 now. Give the basket to King.
Let's take a look at that.
Federer. Look at it again.
Take a look. Beautiful pass by Trempy. Roger King went up a little too quick, but Federer goaltended, and they'll count the basket.
Ball belongs to Rossetti now for Riverton. Here is Hott. Tries the right side. Offensive foul called on Sam Hott. Offensive foul called on Hott. He ran into Gregridge. And a timeout is going to be called here by Jim Zimmerman of Riverton. Well, the situation is this. 2:23 to go. Havana 34 and Riverton 30. And that's a big play, really big play, Coach, was the one that Tracy Trempy blocked the Sam Hott attempt on the jump shot, because they could have tied it there. Now there are 4 points down. The Riverton Hawks are. And Havana has the basketball again.
Yes, Jim. Actually, there were 2 key plays there. You just mentioned the defensive move by Trempy to get the jump ball, and then the good defense on the part of Brad Gregridge to force Sam Hott to charge him. That's two turnovers where Riverton never got a shot. And in a close game like this, 34-30, those are big factors. Now Havana's going to come down and work the ball again.
Looking at the Riverton cheerleaders, saw the names of those young ladies. Been doing great work here in the tournament. Well, if you've never been to one of these, you're really missing something, aren't you, Chuck?
Yes. Tremendous enthusiasm on the part of everyone, from the cheerleaders to the fans. Everyone really enjoys it. It's just fantastic Class A basketball. I would never believe that score, would you, Jim? 34-30.
I think most people expected a lot more scoring in the game. These teams came into the game with Havana averaging 72.5 and Riverton 73 on the year. All right, just 2:23 to go. Hurst will inbound. Riverton now has dropped back a little bit, but looks like they're going to pick them up man-to-man.
They'll run their delay now. It's like a version of the 4 corners.
With it is Gregridge. Radosevic. King looking underneath for Trimpe.
He'll try to get the back door for a layup.
Gregridge to Trimpe. There it is. Hurst. Wide open. Gregridge layup. Good.
That was beautiful. They worked out the execution, didn't they?
36-30. What a big basket that is. 10 points for Gregridge. Here is Hot. Long jump shot. He made it. Off the board and in. 36-32.
That was beautiful. What a hesitation and a clutch shot.
Havana by 4. 1:42 to go. Gregridge in the corner. Zimmerman wanted to charge on that one, but he didn't get it. Here is Hurst. The ball is knocked away by Sam Hott, and Hott fouls Hurst. Sam Hott picks up the foul. That's his second. And now Doug Hurst will go to the line for the Havana Ducks. Trying to preserve their unbeaten record. They are 30-0 on the year. 1:36 to go. Havana leads it by 4. 36-32. Hurst makes the first. 37-32. Every point is so big here. Hurst made them both. The lead at 6 now. Havana on top. A minute and a half to go. Here's Rossetti. To Hott. Top of the key for the long jumper. Sam Hott got another one. 38-34. The lead at 4. He gets the ball to Gregridge. Good ball handler. Just brings that ball down and gets the press. He really eats up that press, doesn't he?
He can really change directions.
Here is a foul on the Mike Rossetti of Riverton. Going to the line will be Mark Radosevic. 38-34. Havana leads it by 4.
Radosevic and Hurst could play linebacker, I believe. They both have solid builds and good touches for that, type of a build. Watch, pretty good spin on the ball.
Mark Radosevic makes the first. 39-34.
That's the mark of a good guard, Jim, if you can make that free throw with less than 2 minutes to play under tremendous pressure.
This one very short, and the rebound pulled down by Hott for Riverton. 1:11 to go. Now 1:10. Here is Hott. Drives top of the key. Dumps it off to Fetter. Bad pass by Sam Hott. Stolen away by Havana. Here is Gregridge in the corner now to Roger King. Guarded by Fetter. Almost threw the ball away. There's a foul going to be called out near the center line. Picking it up is Mike Rossetti. Inside a minute now. 51 seconds to go. Third foul on Rossetti. Havana with the lead at 5. And again, Mark Radosevic at the line. Well, he's only a 55% foul shooter on the year. He's averaging 3.4, but he put in a big free throw a moment ago, and there's another.
I'm sure Coach Gregridge is happy that he can make 1 out of each 2 he shoots, because now the spread is 6, and it'll take at least 3 baskets to tie with less than 50 seconds.
Time running out for Riverton. This one's up, no good. Rebound pulled out of there by the Riverton Hawks. That is Sam Hott down the lane. Lays it off, and Hott is now going to be called for an offensive foul. Offensive foul on number 14. That is Sam Hott. And he is fouled out of the game. 45 seconds to go. And his team down 40-34.
He left his feet there with nobody to pass it to, and as a result, he ran right over it.
Ed Ignat replaces him. It's Havana's ball to throw in on the side. That's Hurst. Bobs in for Trimpe. Back to Gregridge. Brad Gregridge with the ball. Radosevic. Now Trimpe. 36 seconds to go. Havana is going to remain undefeated. They're going to be... by Riverton. Shot up and off the board. No good by Santarelli, and he's fouled. Now 27 seconds to go. Roger King picks up that foul. That is his 4th. 27 seconds to go. The lead at 6. Ed Santarelli can cut it here if he can make these 2. He misses the first, so he'll have 1 more.
He has to make this one, and they've got to get the ball on a turnover. The press has to work this time.
Well, he made the free throw, making it 40-35, 27 seconds to go. First to Trimpe, to Gregridge. Gregridge across the line, 23 seconds now. There's a foul. That's on Ed Santarelli. Brad Gregridge will go to the line. He is a 78% foul shooter on the year.
He's a true guard.
5-point lead for Havana. And by far the best game of the tournament. These two teams really went flying at each other, Chuck.
They really did. Brad's up for this one. I tell you, Brad's the type of guard that wants the ball late in the game, and that's what you really want when you've got a real good true guard.
11 points as he makes that first free throw. We'll have another now. The lead is now 41-35, Havana. One more for Brad Gregridge. This is up, and he got them both. 42-35. The lead at 7 for Havana. 20 seconds to go. That is Santarelli. Lobs for Feder. Drives the lane. Lays it off the board. No good. Rebound King. To Gregridge. Down fast. 2-on-1. Rossetti shot blocked from behind beautifully by Ignat. He has the ball, and he is called for traveling. He tried to get the pass off for the center line. Was called for traveling. Just 5 seconds to go. Havana has it won. Very quickly.
Take a replay. Brad breaks through the pack. Makes a beautiful pass. And it's a nice block. He pinned the ball on the backboard.
Now with just 2 seconds to go, the ball belongs to the Havana Ducks. They're going to remain undefeated. They're going on the title game. This ball game is over. Havana wins it 42-35. And now some comments from Chuck Walensky.
Thank you, Jim Turpin. In a super game, a real blue plate special. A great defensive struggle between two fierce rivals from Central Illinois. They really battled in the most exciting game of the tournament. Neither team could get a clear-cut advantage until Havana went to a delay with about 2 minutes to go. Havana came on to beat Riverton, and they're a very solid club. They've got outstanding players. Brad Gregridge, Tracy Trimpe. They also have some real good members in Hurst, King, Radosevic. They're excellent ball players. So Havana, undefeated, will be in the finals for the second straight year to face two other rivals from the same league, the winner of the Timothy Christian Providence game. Now we're going to switch to Tom Kelly in Tournament Central.
Thank you, Chuck. Jim Turpin will be here shortly with a summary of the game we've just been watching. Then we're going to join Chuck Walensky in the Coach's Circle for an in-depth analysis on the contenders in the game coming up. We'll be back right after this.
They maintain that perfect record. They're now 31-0. And they have a chance to become the first undefeated team ever to win a state Class A championship. Just a tremendous ball game. Havana wins it 42-35. For the game, Havana shot 37% from the field and Riverton 36%. Not too good shooting by these two ball clubs, but perhaps some excellent defenses had something to do with that. A look at the scoring, first of all, for the Riverton Hawks. Kurt Penny had 1 basket for a total of 2 points. Sam Hott had 3 baskets, 4 free throws, 10. Rich Feder, the big center, had 5 baskets, 4 free throws, 14. Rossetti had 2 baskets for a total of 4. Santarelli, 2 baskets, a free throw for 5. Kurt Davis played in the ball game but did not score. Now look at the scoring for the winning Havana Ducks, coached by Bob Gregridge. Tracy Trimpe had 4 field goals in the ball game for a total of 8 points. Hurst had 4 free throws for 4. King, the center, had 5 field goals and 4 free throws, a total of 14. Radosevic, 2 free throws for 2. Gregridge had 5 field goals and 2 free throws. There was only 2 free throws coming in the latter stages of the game to preserve the victory for the Havana Ducks. A total of 12 points for Gregridge. And Derricker had 1 field goal for a total of 2 points. Close ball game throughout. These two ball clubs really went flying at each other. In the first period, it was a 12-11 game in favor of Havana. Then at halftime, Riverton was back in front by 1, 21-20. At the end of 3 periods, Havana was back in front. That's the way it went all afternoon long. 28-25 at the end of 3. And then the Havana Ducks win it 42-35. So they move into the finals tonight. Of course, they'll play the winner of the Timothy Christian Providence game for the championship. And Jim Zimmerman's Riverton Hawks certainly have nothing to be ashamed of. They move into the third-place game tonight. Their record on the year is now 29-2. Pretty good season for them, too. Great playing on the part of both these ball clubs, and as we remarked throughout the first half and later on in the second half, we thought that was probably the best game of the tournament, certainly the closest. Those two teams were just so fired up. They didn't shoot it very well, but they really went at it 120%.